How's everybody doing? So I'm pretty excited about this next panel. Can anybody guess why? I bet you can. So, was everybody hoping I would do another Chuck panel this year? Well, tough. No, the reason why I didn't do another Chuck panel, by the way, is because, well, first of all, everybody is very, very busy, like my friend Yvonne Strahovski. And also, I kind of wanted to give it a few years in between. I wanted it to be special. So, like, every couple of years, we'll do one and we'll get the whole gang back together. Sound good? That sound good? Okay, great. A couple of housekeeping. Is there flash photography allowed at this panel? No. Is there video allowed at this panel? No. Is there fun allowed at the panel? Yes, there is. Remember, at the end of the panel, please stay in your seats. We will usher you out row by row. Thank you so much for your patience. Has everybody been enjoying themselves at Nerd HQ this weekend? I love hearing it. I love hearing it. All right, let me just double check, make sure we're all ready to go. Let me see. Are we all ready? No? No? All right. Vamp. Vamp. Anybody got a question? Are you a 300 warrior? Yeah. Sir, you are A, in excellent shape, and B, excellent cosplay. Question, anybody? Oh, that's another thing. Oh, okay, never mind, no questions. You're gonna have questions with them, and you want to ask them anyway. So real quick, this is how the questions work. If you have a question, raise your hand. A volunteer will get you a microphone. Our panelists have been instructed to only ask questions of those with a mic. So if you have a mic, you can ask a question. Sound good? Yep. Awesome. Without any further ado, please welcome to the Nerd HQ stage Director Stuart Beattie, writer Kevin Grievous, actors Aaron Eckhart and Yvonne Strahovski. This is your Frankenstein panel, guys. Please, please, ask away.
Hey, how you doing? We love San Diego.
Who's got a microphone?
Oh. I've got one.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Yvonne.
How you doing?
Good.
Nice outfit.
Thanks. Look at shoes.
Complete with the shoes.
Yeah. My question is actually for you, obviously. I'm a fan. So this project is very different from everything that I've seen you in, basically, because it's very, I don't know, there's monsters and it's very stylized looking. Was there anything that was more challenging about something that was less like Chuck, where you're just in front of a camera talking? It's more like, I don't know.
I think because, you know, we're creating our own world with this movie. You know, it's like it's a world where we have humans, we have gargoyles and demons, and so there's this real sort of fantasy element that we're creating with this action thriller. And there's a lot of imaginary work that needs to be done, you know, and it's also a film that's full of special effects and amazing fight scenes. So yeah, I think it is part of the challenge, definitely, to sort of imagine how it's going to be layered in the edit, you know, with all the special effects. Yeah.
She kept asking me if she could get into fights, and I kept saying, no, you're a scientist. You don't fight. She's like, but I can. I said, I know you can, but...
It's all right.
Right here.
Where?
How long did it take to film the movie?
It took 10 weeks shooting to film the movie. We shot it all, where are you? Oh, I'm sorry.
Right over here.
You are. Your voice is coming out here. It was all shot down in Melbourne, Australia. And we had about a 3-month prep, 10-week shoot, and posting for about 18 months. Still working on it. Yes, sir.
Just a question for all of you guys. How did you find working in Australia, in Melbourne, filming? And Yvonne, did you take anyone to an Aussie Rules footy game?
If only I was an Aussie Rules footy fan. I know. That makes me very un-Australian, I'm sorry. Maybe, are you?
No, but I went.
Oh.
I went to the Anzac game.
Well,
Did you go, Aaron? Did you go to any footy? We went to the F1. We went to the Grand Prix. That was awesome. And we went to the tennis.
yeah, well, I did come a long way to ask this question. I actually came from Darwin in the Northern Territory.
Darwin,
So-
wow.
So, yeah, I just
Very
want
cool.
looking forward to the movie. And
Thank you.
Yvonne, I loved your work in Chuck and everything
Thank
else.
you.
If you have a mic, hold it high and proud so they can see and they can pick
Gotcha.
on you.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, how
Hello.
you doing?
Well, first of all, Mr. President, for Olympus Has Fallen. My question is for Yvonne, and I was here in the previous panel. I didn't even get a chance to ask a question, but are you kind of looking forward to making a Chuck movie? I know this is off topic, but I'm huge.
Yeah, geez, we're
Chuck
here to talk
fan.
about Hi Frankenstein. Come on.
All right.
Come on now.
Favorite,
Chuck-
or what's your favorite scene in the movie, or that you were kind of?
A part of?
Yeah.
Favorite scene. Geez, I don't know. I will say I was very blown away by the fight sequences in this movie. They're exceptionally astounding, I think, and especially it's going to come out in 3D. So I think that element of the fight scenes are going to really stand out in 3D, which I'm excited to see because I've only seen bits of the movie.
And what's your
In 2D.
exactly role in this movie?
I play, her name's Tara Wade. She is a scientist, an electrophysiologist, and she is kind of like the modern day Victor Frankenstein in this movie. So it's set in the present day, and I don't know, Stuart, you carry on.
Yeah,
Tell
well,
us about the movie, Stuart.
The idea is we're really trying to tell the next story of Frankenstein's monster. At the end of Mary Shelley's story, the monster walks off into the ice with carrying the body of his father, essentially. And our film picks up there in 1795, but then the majority of it is set in present day because the monster is kind of cursed with this longevity. He doesn't know how long he's going to live. He was created in a lab, and so he's alone, and he's being hunted by the demon horde, who were created by Satan after the fall from heaven, and he's protected by the Gargoyle Order, which is a race of beings created by angels that are out there to protect us, mankind, from the demons. And they're both struggling to find the secret of how Adam was brought back to life, how the monster was created. So, and in all of that, the monster is really just trying to find who he is and what his purpose is, and does he have a soul, and does he have the right to exist, and of course mankind just treats him like crap, his entire existence. So it's really a struggle about who am I, where am I, how do I fit in, with lots of action.
Hi, I'm Jed from Singapore. This question is for Mr. Eckhart. Before this, you were known for playing another character who was very heavily scarred. Could I ask, would you have liked to have seen Two-Face continue into The Dark Knight Rises? And could you also give us a Rachel? Thank you.
I was in The Dark Knight Rises, wasn't I? Right in the beginning? My picture was in there. I don't know. I feel pretty good about The Dark Knight being in The Dark Knight. I thought it was a special movie because of Heath. I think I was very happy to be in that movie, and I'm happy that the movie's going on into its other incarnations. So I feel like I'm part of history in that. And no, I cannot give you a Rachel.
Hi, my question is for Aaron. Over here.
Yes, sir.
I want to know what it was like to play such an iconic, monster, Frankenstein's monster, and to bring him to the present day.
Well, it was, again, like I said with The Dark Knight, it's a privilege to be in the film. When Stuart gave me the script, I immediately fell in love with it because it's a story of the human story of a man finding his purpose or finding love. This movie's about a monster or a child that's been cast out by his father and called an aberration, an abortion, if you read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And we can all relate to that. At some time or another, we feel ugly and unworthy. and you know, I have in my life, so I resonated with that. And then to put him in the modern day with all the trappings of the modern day and seeing the monster not necessarily as a historical figure, but a real figure in today's world, you know, dealing with, you know, today's problems. And the big part about this movie is survival. You know, we all have our things that we do to survive emotionally, psychologically, economically in this life. And the monster Frankenstein has to find ways to survive and to continue on living. The curse of Victor Frankenstein, his father, was that the monster lives forever. He's an eternal being. So in a lot of ways, that can be a blessing in this life. I mean, everybody wants to live for the rest of their life, or live for eternity. But on the other hand, it can be a curse. And in this case, it's a curse because he doesn't know what love is and he doesn't know his purpose in life. So there's a lot of huge issues in this movie that we tackle in a beautiful way. So I'm very happy to be a part of that.
Mr. Ekhart, not that I've ever seen you not in great shape, but I've been looking at pictures and you look very physically fit. Did you do anything
No.
specific?
Nope.
And
Next question.
well, I have a different one then. How long did your makeup take to do for Adam every day?
Well, the historical Adam took longer than the modern day Adam, but I would say, you know, a couple hours, and then they rip it off in about 5 minutes. That's how it happens in the movies, whether you're playing Harvey Dent or whoever it is. You know, they meticulously put it on in the morning, and at night they want to go home, so they rip it off your face. You know, makeup really helps you, all the scars and that, because you have that 2 hours to really try to get into character, and it really transforms you, so it's a pleasure. In terms of working out and stuff like that, I really worked hard. Stuart had the monster of Frankenstein be an expert at Cali stick fighting, the Filipino art of Cali stick fighting, so which is really cool in the movie, so we had to get in shape for that.
Yeah, Aaron trained so hard for it. It was 6 months of intensive, 5 days a week, 3 hours a day, learning how to do this. It's a very, very hard skill to pull off. And Aaron had to look like he'd been doing it for 200 years. And he really did it well. It's really something to see. And so every time you see it in the film, it's not a stuntman. It's Aaron doing it. So I was very, very proud of him and how hard he worked for this.
This is a question from Cecile, who created your French fan website. And she would like to know if shooting in Australia makes you want to go back there to shoot.
If what, sorry? Shooting in Australia makes me want to go back there?
Yeah.
More?
To shoot more movies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's always like going back home, really. And I know a lot of the crew members now. I've shot 4 movies in Australia, so it's always like family, really. And I get to hear my own accent.
Kevin, I have a question. Hi.
And your name?
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm from Ventura. When you jumped onto the project, how was that in the very beginning? Were there other writers before you, or were you kind of the inception of it? And how much did you get into the lineage of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and how much was that kind of infused into the film?
Oh, he's asking you, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For 2 reasons. 1, because I'm really interested, and 2, because everyone has to hear your voice. You have one of the most amazing voices I have ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I wrote the original screenplay, and I actually created the graphic novel after I finished the screenplay as a way to flesh it out more, get more into the minutia of the character's history, you know, and I couldn't cover that in the screenplay, you know. So my inspiration was the fact that I just really liked the character ever since I was a kid. And my thing is, I am really a fan of monsters. That's what happened with Underworld. You know, how do you find you know, the thought was, how do you find a way to bring, you know, give these monsters of lore kind of like a modern spin. Right. And so vampires and werewolves, that was done. I was able to do that. Now it was time to take on another one. And I thought Frankenstein would make the perfect action hero if we could get it right, you know. And with what we did with it, you know, Aaron's amazing portrayal, you know, Stuart's, you know, coming in and reworking the script and his direction and what Yvonne did, I think we have something really special that fans will really dig. So.
Well, you say Rachel.
I didn't see the movie, sorry.
I just got the poster that Good and Evil and Immortal. It's a beautiful shot. How does that all incorporate? I mean, is that part of what your character is about? Fighting the good and the evil?
It's actually the monster Frankenstein. Adam finds himself in a dystopic world, and
great word, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you very much. And in this world that he finds himself in, because the monster Frankenstein was born without a soul. He was patched together by 8 corpses. And he was thrown out. And now he finds himself, he's been roaming the world, the earth, and he finds himself in a world now that is he's being hunted by demons. I'm not sure if I can tell this perfectly, but he's been being hunted by demons because they're after the secret of his success. How can he live and be animated without a soul? And then also he's being protected by these archangels, the gargoyles. So he himself has the moral question of deciding which way to go in this film. He is neither good nor bad per se when he finds himself in this world, but he has to determine which way he's going to go. I think that's his journey, wouldn't you say, Stuart?
Yeah. I mean, the demons are offering him everything he ever wanted, but he knows if he goes with them, it means the end of mankind. The gargoyles are saying, we're not going to give you anything you want because it's wrong morally, but you should do it right, you know. And so he's caught in this kind of war between good and evil, basically. And his choice is one of, do I get the one thing I want, which is love? Or do I give that all away and devote my life to defending mankind? Mankind, which has done nothing but, you know, kick me down ever since I was born, you know, starting with my father who tried to kill me, you know, and we ran him out of every village. We haven't been kind to Frankenstein over the years, so it's very much, you know, him being caught up in this eternal war between good and evil and choosing which side he's going to be on. So it's a very heavy character-centric film, especially for an action film, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because the character of Frankenstein is so great and rich and complex, and I figured that, you know, if you took any of that out, you couldn't call it I Frankenstein anymore. So it was an opportunity to have a really character-driven action film, and it plays really strong like that, and I'm very proud of that.
We got time for maybe 2 more questions. 2 more questions.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How you doing?
First, thank you very much for coming and supporting Operation Smile and hanging out with us. Thank you for getting him to talk. That was awesome. I heard about I Frankenstein mostly from being a supporter of Yvonne's projects, but I searched a lot and haven't seen trailers. Finally got to see the poster and stuff. I was wondering why it's so under wraps. Is it just because it's in Australia, or you're wanting to keep things very quiet?
No. It's simply that we're still working on it. You know, we're still very heavily working on the film and getting it done, and we want to just put our best foot forward when there's, you know, good things to put forward. I think tomorrow we're playing a 90-second sizzle reel. It's just showing various footage and the basic ideas. So no, it will be coming out. We'll be coming out in force, and I think in the next month or 2 you'll start to see big trailers and more posters and all that kind of stuff. It's just simply that where we're at in the process. You know, we're not out till January 24th, so we're just still working very hard on the film.
I just want to say it was interesting what you said to me the other day about the computer that you guys are using to make the special effects. How when if you change a shot, it takes a week to render.
Yeah,
the computer to actually, right?
The big sequence in the end of the film is the most detailed VFX location in the history of all VFX. So there's 30 billion planes of information in every single shot. So every time I say, you know, can you just do this a little bit like that? They're like, okay. And it takes them about an hour to do, but then it takes a week for the computer to render the shot so that I can see it and go, nah, I like it the way it was. You know? It's a long, slow process at this stage, but it's just because these guys have worked so hard. The visual effects companies down in Australia have worked so hard to really make this a fully realized world, and it looks spectacular.
I'm sure it's going to be well worth the wait, so thank you guys. Look forward to it.
Our pleasure.
And one more. We got one more right over here.
Hi. Oh, okay. Yvonne, I'd just like to say thank you so much for being Miranda Lawson in Mass Effect.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is actually a question for the actors. How much did you use the base graphic novel to kind of inspire your characters in the movie? Or did you want to take a fresh take on the material?
The film script departs significantly from what I created with the graphic novel. I actually had two stories that I was working on when I first created it, and when Stuart came in and did his magic, we have another rich mythology that we can draw from. And so, like my character, I played a different character in the graphic novel in my original screenplay than I do now in this current iteration of the film. So the graphic novel really wasn't a factor.
Kevin plays a demon called Eckhart in the film, so he's a bad guy.
As usual.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our time. Please give it up for Aaron, Kevin, Stuart, and Yvonne. Keep it going, keep it going. Would you guys mind? We'll stand here for you. We'll smile for a little second here. Take some awkward picture time. It's awkward picture time. About 20 seconds of that. All right. Let's give it up one more time, everybody. How great was that, huh? So did you have fun? Well, oh, come on. Did you have fun? That's much better. I always feel like I should just hang out with you guys for a little bit afterwards and be like, hey, thanks for coming. Hey, by the way, I don't know if... oh, what? I need a panel. Oh, I know. Stop talking. I know. I need you guys to keep telling me to stop talking. I know. It's such a bummer. I'm a talker. What am I? So stay in your seats. We'll usher you out row by row. I'm going to talk like this now. I love you all very much. I so appreciate that you guys come here and spend time with us at Nerd HQ. I really hope that you've enjoyed your weekend so far. Keep enjoying your time here. Keep enjoying the con. And we'll see you this weekend, okay? Sound good? All right.